Okay, welcome. We are doing 1.8, the first half of it today. This is basically order of operations. I've got to get rid of my keyboard. It gets in my way. All right. It's a little bit of exponents. All right, so exponents are used to indicate repeated multiplication. So if I say 4 to the 2, it means two 4s multiplied together. If I say 3 to the negative 3, see, if I say 3 to the negative 3, like you see here, that's just 3 negative 3's multiplied together. So negative and negative, these would become positive, and then times another negative gives me a negative in my answer. Okay? An exponent applies only to the base. A negative sign is not part of a base unless it appears in parentheses, like what you see here. On the other hand, if what you saw was negative 3 cubed, this actually means negative 3 times 3 times 3. Whole different thing. Okay, but the answer would end up the same. But if you had an even number, it wouldn't. Okay, so let's do some examples. I know, I keep turning it. Okay. The picture looks opposite of what I feel. So, all right, 5 to the 3 is 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, that's 25 times 5, which is 125. Okay. 6 to the 2 is just 6 times 6, 6 squared, which is 36. Negative 4 to the 2, the negative is inside the parenthesis, so this is going to become a positive because it's two negatives. So I've got 4 times 4 is 16. 4 squared, negative 4 squared. This is negative 4 squared. Okay. That's an equal sign between those two. All right. So what I end up with is negative 16. Negative 2 to the 4th. I'm going to have 4 negatives. So my answer is going to end up positive. And the negative's inside. 2 to the 4 is going to be 16. Sorry. No. 4 times 4. 2 to the 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 4 of them. So I've got 4 times 4, which is 16. Negative 1 to the 4th is negative 1 times negative 1, which is positive 1. And negative 1 times negative 1, again a positive 1. So that gives me 1. Can I multiply those two together? All right, negative 1 to the 4. That negative is not inside a parenthesis, therefore it's outside of the exponent. My answer is, I pushed my screen, negative 1. What pattern do you notice? How in odd exponents on negative numbers, there's different even exponents on negative. Okay, there we go. All right. The order of operations. How do you solve 3 plus 4 times 2? Well, so you solve any grouping of symbols, such as a parentheses, first. That's a G. You solve any exponents next. So if I had groupings, things like parentheses, denominators, square roots, all group the things that are inside of them. All right. Now we do all multiplications or divisions as read from left to right. Then we do all additions and subtractions, again, as read from left to right. We use the saying GEMDAS, grouping, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. GEMDAS. Okay, But it makes it look like you do multiplication before division and addition before subtraction, which is not true. They're actually basically at the same level. So be careful. The boxed operations are on equal level, since division can be expressed as a multiplication and subtraction can be expressed as an addition. Okay, just remember, you're always going to read it left to right. If they're all at the same level, like all pluses and minuses, then it's just left to right. So basically, I'm going to take the 20 and I'm going to subtract 7. So that's going to give me 14. Now to that, I add the 6. So I have 20 again. Except, see, this is when I need you guys yelling at me and saying, Mrs. Cronquist, that's not right. It's not 14, it's 13. See, even I make mistakes. So that's not 20, it's 19. All right, here I parse this, I look through this one time, one pass, and I see I've got a multiplication. So I have to do that first. It becomes 10 minus 6 plus 24. Now I read it left to right. I'm going to do 10 minus 6, which is 4, and I'm going to add 24, giving me 28. All right, on the next one, there are no parentheses. I look at that first, but notice I have an exponent. So I'm going to do this exponent first. 3 cubed is 27. Now that times 5. Okay, so it's 135. Yes. Okay, now again, I'm going to be parsing this. I have a division and a multiplication. There's no plus or minus. There's no exponents or parentheses. So you're just going to read it left to right. So I'm going to do 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then I have to multiply that by 3. So I get 9. All right.